Sleepover, a true supernatural encounter. It was the summer of 1996. I was 12 years old, living in the quiet province of Bicol here in the Philippines. Every summer, I would visit my cousin Mike. We'd play from morning till evening, and my mom would pick me up after her work shift, usually around 6. But this time was different. Mike begged my mom to let me stay over for 3 whole days. His dad, my uncle, was going on a business trip, and he didn't want to be alone. At first, Mom was hesitant, but Mike was persistent. Eventually, she gave in. The next day, I was packed and excited for my first ever 3-day summer sleepover. The first day was perfect. We spent it outside, running, laughing, exploring. You know, just kids being kids. No phones, no internet, just pure fun. As the sun set, we hurried back home. My aunt told us to clean up. Dinner was almost ready. By 6 o'clock, we were at the table. That's when it happened. 3 knocks on the door. Knock, knock, knock. Everyone at the table froze, even their house help. They looked at each other like they saw a ghost. Trying to be polite, I stood up and offered to check. But before I could reach the door, everyone yelled at once, "Don't open the door!" I stopped in my tracks. Confused, I looked back. Their faces were pale. My aunt forced a smile. "It's probably just the neighbor kids pulling a prank," she said. "Come, eat." So I sat back down, but the weird feeling in the air didn't go away. Then a few bites later, another knock. This time it was slower. Knock, knock, knock. I remembered what my aunt said. I thought, okay, our friends must have heard I was sleeping over. Probably just teasing me. So I bolted toward the door again, faster this time, and I opened it. Nothing. No one was there. Still smiling, I shouted into the empty yard, "Mick! Vicky! Dave! I'll catch you next time!" But as I closed the door, a strange chill crept over me. My aunt sternly said, "Don't open the door again." I nodded, sat back down. Another knock. Knock. This time I dropped my spoon and rushed to the door without thinking. Knock. My hand gripped the doorknob. Knock. I flung it open, smiling, expecting to catch someone. No one. But this time something was off. There was no way someone could run and hide that fast. The nearest bush was 5 meters away. No footsteps, no rustling. And the houses were tightly packed. No hiding spots. My smile disappeared. My stomach twisted. I shut the door and returned to the table in silence. Later that night, I woke to a soft voice. "Mike, Mike, Mike." It was my aunt. Mike was gone. I was on the floor mattress and I should have felt him walk past me if he got up. Still sleepy, I sat up and asked, "What's going on?" My aunt whispered, "It's okay. Go back to sleep. He's just sleepwalking again." Moments later, she led him back into the room and tucked him in like nothing happened. The next morning, I teased Mike. "Hey, where'd you go last night? Sleepwalking?" He just gave a faint smile. "Let's just eat," he muttered. We met up with our friends again that day, and I asked, "Okay, who was knocking last night?" Their faces dropped. No one answered. "Come on," I said. "It's just a joke, right?" Still, silence. We returned home before sunset. I couldn't stop thinking about that door. At 6 o'clock sharp, like clockwork. Knock, knock, knock. Again I rushed to the door. No one. It happened again. And again. The third time I stood beside the window next to the door. I watched closely. As the third knock hit, I saw nothing. No one. Not a shadow. Not a silhouette. Just empty space. Chills ran down my spine. That night, Mike ignored me when I brought it up. Just kept playing Mortal Kombat on his Sega. Midnight came. I wasn't asleep. I heard Mike get up again, this time even slower. Then a soft knock at my aunt's room. "Ma'am, Mike is in my cabinet." It was their house help. I quietly followed them to her room. She opened the cabinet door, and there was Mike, sleeping, hidden behind folded clothes as if someone had placed him there. Only part of his head was visible behind neatly stacked shirts. My aunt and the helper gently pulled him out and walked him back to bed. I was in shock. The next morning during breakfast, I couldn't stay quiet anymore. I asked my aunt, What's happening? She finally told me everything. A few days before I came over, Mike and his friends had destroyed a termite mound in their yard. Not long after, the knocking started. Every day at 6. And only Mike, out of all of them, started sleepwalking. My uncle, it turns out, wasn't on a business trip. He was looking for someone to help. That day he returned with a woman, a witch doctor. As soon as she stepped inside, she whispered, "There's something heavy here. Something bad." She walked through the house burning incense, muttering prayers. She pointed out all the exact places where the strange events had happened. The main door, the bathroom, Mike's room, my aunt's room, the cabinet. Then she performed a ritual, a bowl of water, a white candle, a chant. As the wax melted and dripped into the basin, she stared, and then said, "You angered a dark duende. He wants revenge, and he wants you," she pointed at my aunt, "as his bride." We were frozen. She continued, "He wants your husband and your son gone. That's why Mike sleepwalks, to lure him away. That's why your husband is plagued by nightmares." "And the cabinet?" my uncle asked. She nodded. "He wanted to hide your son there, to make him disappear." My uncle asked what they had to do. She told him to prepare an offering, a chicken slaughtered, its blood placed in a bowl, the roasted meat, salt, coins, left at the destroyed mound as an apology. That same day they did as she said. That evening we all waited at the dinner table. 6 o'clock came. Silence, no knocking. Minutes passed. Then an hour. Still nothing. We were finally at peace. That night, no sleepwalking. No nightmares. The next morning, my mom picked me up. I told her everything. She thought I was exaggerating until my aunt confirmed the story. On the way home, my mom looked at me and said, "No more sleepovers at your aunt's house." I didn't argue, and that was the last time I ever slept over. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more terrifying real-life tales. Until next time, stay safe and don't answer every knock at the door.